Hello everyone, it's Becky here from Ivy's Corner and I am here today to deconstruct another tangle pattern for you. This is another HQ Zentangle pattern. So the Zentangle team at HQ have created all these different patterns that they kind of use regularly. Obviously there are thousands of other patterns out there just ready and waiting for you to explore that have been deconstructed and stepped out by CZTs from all over the world. But the HQ patterns are the ones that the Zentangle HQ team tend to use the most in their videos that they publicise, and obviously it was them that came up with the idea for the method. So I'm going through as many of the Zentangle HQ patterns as I can before embarking on a selection of other ones. Now today's pattern is called Raddox and we are going to be drawing it in a second on my little tile that I have on my desk here. But I should say that if you are new to the Zentangle method, then you can find all sorts of information about what it is, how you can get started with Zentangle or this kind of mindful drawing on my website ivys-corner.com. There's links in the description here and you can find links to everything that I offer will help you to get involved in the Zentangle community as well as the world of drawing with Zentangle artwork. I have some free lessons. I have a free introduction lesson and a free intermediate lesson. I also have a beginner's course, a next steps in Zentangle course, as well as other courses and lessons and an Ivy's Corner membership where we tangle with live lessons regularly together online. As I said, all the links are in the description. But for now, let's hop down to my desk and we will start drawing the Tangle Raddox. So here on my desk, as I always do, I have a small square tile. This is just cut from some mixed media paper from a sketchbook. I'm cutting my own tiles for the purposes of these demonstrations rather than using the official HQ Zentangle tiles. I have a Micron 05, a Zentangle pencil and a tortillon. And I'm going to be diving in straight away with this pattern Raddox, as I mentioned, from Zentangle HQ. It's sort of focused around creating a zigzag or ribbons of zigzags that kind of stack on top of each other. So I'm going to get stuck in straight away and I'm going to draw across my tile like this to create some relatively even and rounded zigzags across my tile like so. And now I'm going to do the same thing again and follow along this line that I have already created on the tile with what we call an aura. Now, if you know about Zentangle, you may have heard the term aura before. If this is your first experience of the Zentangle method, then you might not know what I mean by that. Essentially, an aura is drawing alongside another line that exists on the tile. And the thing with the beginning part of this tangle here is that I'm going to be drawing a nice wide aura. So I'm going to leave quite a wide space in between this line and the new one I'm going to draw, but I'm going to follow along the line as much as I can. So I'm going to not stress if it's not completely exact, but just follow along to create another zigzag a little bit lower. And then I'm going to repeat this process a couple more times. So up and down. I do always find it quite tricky to kind of ensure that these zigzags stay more or less the same. I've turned my tile here so that I can now approach the other side more easily. And I'm just mirroring or auraing this line to create another zigzag. And now you can see here that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of spaces on my, or sort of ribbons of this zigzag on my tile. Now, the next step of Raddox is to aura, again, these lines, but much closer than the wide auras that we've just drawn. So I've turned my tile this way so that I'm going to be approaching this from the right-hand side. Being right-handed, it is easier for me to aura a line on the right-hand side so I can see what I'm doing. But this aura is going to be much finer than what we've just done. So we're essentially just drawing a little band that's going to go alongside each of these lines that are already placed. And obviously I'm coming right up to the edge of the tile here just because I want to give as much room to this pattern to show you as much of it as I can, rather than sort of drawing a string or limiting the space that I'm filling on the tile first. So I'm going right up to the edges of my tile, and obviously if you're filling it into a space on your piece of art that you're creating, your tile or whatever, your sketchbook, you can define the space that you're going to be filling in with this pattern. So that's my second aura, and you can see I'm just taking my time and following along that line. It is nice and relaxing to do tangles that involve auras because you don't have to make any decisions, you're just following along with a line that already exists on your tile, like so. And then finally, you could aura either side. So for example, I could now turn it and aura this side To keep things even, I'm going to aura the same side each time, which is going to keep those gaps between these new aura bands that we have a little bit more equal. So we now have these lovely auras all across our tile like so. And in the Zentangle HQ step out of this pattern, we now alternate these kind of zigzag strips with different types of pattern. Now, I think you could easily go ahead and put your own embellishments and change what you put inside these ribbons with no, do let your imagination run wild. I'll show you the Zentangle official stepped out version so that you can see what it looks like, and then you can kind of run with it and adapt it as you wish on your own pieces of artwork. So I'm going to start off in this top zigzag here by drawing some nice black inky dots, and I'm going to draw them all the way down the centre, an imagined centre of this zigzag, like so. So just placing these nice inky dots all down the centre of my zigzag, like so, turning my tile to finish these last ones here. And now I'm going to skip the next band and I'm going to do the same again. So this is going to have the dots in it, and essentially I'm just alternating the patterns within these spaces. So just letting your pen do the work with creating these inky dots. And that's this little section done. The next section is going to be filling in the remaining spaces with another pattern. And the Zentangle HQ sort of version that they do is just doing some vertical lines. Now what I like to do with this is just to start off by drawing my vertical lines from the points of the zigzag, and that kind of gives me my bearings of keeping them all relatively equal and straight. And now I'm going to continue some nice tightly packed lines, which are again auras in themselves, and fill these spaces with these tightly packed lines, which create a really nice texture actually. And I suppose the combination of the more open inky dot spaces and these tightly packed lines or stripes gives this whole thing a little bit of variety. But there's nothing to say that you couldn't add your own ideas of patterns into these zigzags, because when we come to shade them, the patterns inside kind of don't really matter, as you'll see in a moment when we begin to add a little bit of shading. So I'm just filling up this space with these aura lines, and now I'm going to do the same thing with the top and the bottom sections as if they're disappearing off the tile. So just working my way along each one and filling it in with these little textured stripes. Just one at a time. Until we have these spaces filled. If you're using a finer pen than me, maybe an 01, then this might take a little bit longer. I've got an 05, which is quite a nice chunky pen, and it's nice for all sorts of tangling, big and small. So just working my way through to the end here. And now I have all of my lines drawn in, all of my dots added, and it's time to cap my pen and start to add some shading. In comes my pencil. And the thing that we're going to do with shading this, and now obviously with any Zentangle pattern, there's multiple ways that you can add shading, and it's entirely up to you. Whatever calls to you, you could shade, on top of these aura lines to create some sort of leveling and layers between these stripes on these zigzags. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my pencil line down where these points are from this zigzag. So on all of the points, along. So we're going to kind of follow the same line down from top through these the arcs and points of these zigzags. And now I'm going to fill in these kind of vertical stripes that we've created, but alternating. So I'm going to add some first to here. So I'm essentially going to colour this whole section in with my graphite pencil, like so. And then I'm going to skip one and then do the same thing here. So just lightly adding that graphite and skip one and then add one here. And what this does is it is kind of giving you this three-dimensional look. I'm going to pick up my tortillon and then just blend this all together, which is going to intensify the grey effect, get rid of any of the white gaps that were left when I filled in the pencil, and just smooth out any harsh lines that are going to detract. And this is going to create a beautiful idea of shading. And you can see here how this is suddenly starting to make these zigzags look really three-dimensional. Smoothing them out using the side of my tortillon, and that is our pattern. So that is the pattern Raddox. You can always go back in and add a little bit more depth, add a little bit more graphite just to emphasize this even further, perhaps where the areas begin and end. And I always like to go back in for an extra pass of shading whenever I tangle. And then just running over it with the tortillon is going to take away any harsh lines and just create gradients, which is all what shading is all about really, is creating gradients between light and dark. So there is Raddox. I hope you enjoyed learning this tangle today. I would love to see how you use it in your tiles and your artwork going forward, so please do get in contact and show me what you've created. Don't forget to hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos all about the Zentangle method. And as I mentioned before, you can find out lots of information about other things that I do in the world of Zentangle in the description below. The other thing I would ask is that if you have enjoyed this video and the other videos that I've put out on YouTube for free, you can always buy me a little virtual coffee to say thank you on my Ko-fi page, and the link for that is in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you for the next video.